Suprabhatam friends, welcome to my channel Plants and Me. This is Dr. Sridevi from Mangaluru, Karnataka, India. I have bought this dendrobium leonis online. Nice sending size. So many clumps have been sent. I was in a fix where to mount or where to plant that. Then I have this tuberolabium, one more orchid. So I was scanning my garden for some unused pot. Okay, I have put this in this water so that the roots get soaked, and then I went in search of a pot. I always fall short of pots, so I was searching if I have any empty pot. Then I came across this thermocol, but I was not very happy because I had mounted Hoya imbricata on it, and I had fixed this moss on it. This looks very terrible, so I didn't want to use this thermocol piece. Then I went and scanned my garden for some unused pots. Then I found these two, but I thought these are too big. I can use for dendrobium like this, or even for tuberolabium, but I am always scared of soaking the roots in water when we water the orchids. So as I was searching along with these pots, I got these plastic mounts. On this there was a orchid, I don't remember. I think there was some Cattleya or some other orchid, I don't remember. On this there was Bulbophyllum medusae, which became like this Bulbophyllum. I used to water it daily. Somehow in rainy season these pseudo bulbs, they rotted. They are all hollow, nothing in it, hollow. That means they rotted off. They rotted off in rainy season. So this was lying free. So I thought I will mount both the plants on these two plastic mounts. So the first step would be to give the dendrobium some base to put the roots. On this also it will put roots, but I want to give a thin layer of this coconut husk. This mount came very handy. It has got this hook also, wire, so it came very handy for me. And for the weather in my area, I prefer open mounts like this. Bulbophyllum too I mounted on thermocol because the roots will not get soaked. The bulbophyllum roots will not get soaked in water. especially the rainwater. My area, that is Mangalore, has got too much rains, heavy rains, so I have to be careful with the watering schedule also. So I am going to fix these like this. Once they put out fresh roots, it is not a big issue with the size of the mount. They have to put roots, fresh roots, and then they have to grow. Later they will bloom, and if there is no space for them to put out roots, the orchids, they concentrate on blooming. So for orchids we should always use pots which are not very big, just enough for the roots. So I kept these on the mount on the coconut husk. I am just giving it the roots of the dendrobium a very thin covering with coconut husk again, and then to maintain the humidity and also to maintain moisture to some extent, I am covering this with sphagnum moss. Now all this put together, I will be winding up in thread. Another thing what I can do is, first fix these coconut husk roughly so that they don't fall off. Like this. I'll put little more thread. Like this. Now I will fix this thread got tangled. Anyway, just untangle it. Otherwise I won't be able to wrap it around. So this is the best use of those mounts which were lying just like that. I had hung those plants to my some one or two trees are there. I hung that to those tree branches and they were there lying like that. Now I will place the dendrobium. Okay, one more thing is I am placing them with the apex of the stem facing downwards. All these are facing downwards. This also. This also. So the main aim is to drain off the water and not allow the water to stay on the apex. If I plant it this way and when I water, the water will stay into this tip of the branch and there are all chances of the leaves, water staying there and then leading to the rot of the leaves and thereby rot of the stem, and the plant will not survive. So I am trying to minimize that by placing the stems facing downwards. So this, I am out of focus. This is not required, that is gone already. So I'll just trim it off. Even this is gone. So I just fixed the sphagnum moss, that's it. And the coconut husk anyway was already fixed with these thread. So I'll just trim this also. Wherever we find this, we can trim them off. Now I'll tie this behind. So I'll be doing the same thing with the tuberolabium. So I forgot to on the camera, forgot to record in fact. So I have put this layer of cocoa chips and I'll fix these ends, otherwise they'll keep coming out. So now this is tuberolabium. This leaf is not good, so I'll trim it off. Otherwise the roots are okay. This dry roots are not needed. Even if they are there, it's not going to cause much problem because the roots will be exposed. I am not putting it in a pot. The plant is not going into a pot, so will be airy, open, airy. So roots, even if there are dead roots, we remove, it's good. Otherwise, no harm as such. So this I am fixing it this way, and on this I am putting sphagnum moss, very little, not much. Actually I can also cover it with coconut chunks, but again fixing that coconut chunks will be a big issue, so they keep rolling off here and there. So I have covered this. I'll fix. The hook is creating a little bit of problem. This hook. So this is done. This also is facing downwards so that the water doesn't stay here. So I'll be watering these daily. I will now moist the medium. I can also dip it like this in bucket, so all the water will drain down. So thanks for joining. Take care. Bye.